Hello, everyone. Uh, this is a really bad day. Um, if you watch the news, you'll see today's Saturday, but yesterday was Friday. Um, a young black kid was shot and killed on Point Breeze Avenue. Uh, if you watch my other videos, you'll know I've been in that area with the business for 30 years. I watched so many of these kids go from very young kids to adults to have kids themselves. I'm even godfather to some of them. Uh, the neighborhood and the community that surrounds me, we treat each other just in a way you can never ask for better. When it comes to me in that neighborhood, there's no black and white issue, really. I've never had anybody ever come in there and start any crap over and use racial or, anyway, the kid that got killed on Point Breeze Avenue, everybody that knew him was close to him, knew him as EJ. Um, the reason this is really a extra bad day is because I helped mentor this kid from a very young age. And he looked up to me like a father. Not to take away from his own father, I'm just saying he really liked hanging out at my propane company, and I used to let him do little things and help out. And if you watch the videos, you'll see there's a guy I refer to as my number one. It's Strong, that's his nickname. That's what we all call him. As I've always said, and the people that work for me have been with me for over 20 years, and some of them, worked for my father before me, so they've been there longer than 30 years. Um, and me and Strong, and a couple other guys that started a thing that we called Brave, and it stood for Brothers Reacting Against Violence Every Day. And we worked very hard on within the community to keep it straight. This guy Strong, Keith, that I'm talking about, has such passion for his community and his people. I don't mean just his people. When I say his people, I don't mean it that way. I mean as people. I don't know anybody that I can think of that is more real than him. He's 100%. I mean, there's I trust him with everything. Uh, he's as close as the sun could be. We're tight. And me and him actually kept that kid on the right track. He used to come down to propane, do his homework. And we worked really hard to keep him away because where we are in that neighborhood, the Point Breeze section, the Tasker section, the Grace Ferry section, that's what we're completely surrounded by. It's a war zone. Literally, it's every day people are killed there senselessly. But quite a few times it's hit home. Like I said, you don't spend 30 years around a community and not get to be friends and care about many of them. And they feel the same way about me. They just do treat me really good down there, and I treat them really good, and we have a great relationship. And so me and Strong had wanted to make sure his kids stayed on the right path, and his mother, oh my God, I just don't, I wouldn't know what to say to this woman. She's lost her other kids, and she has one in jail. I mean, so me and Strong worked hard to make sure this kid went to school, got his grades, did everything right, and just to prove that this was kid wind up staying on the right course and did everything right and never got involved with drugs, never got involved with bad stuff. When he turned 21, he went and got a gun permit, and in the shooting that he was involved with, he was trying to defend himself, and he had a gun, but he had a license to carry a gun, and that's because he had no criminal record whatsoever. This was a really good kid. And when I got the call right after it happened, and they told me he was shot and killed on Point Breeze Avenue, over some, I won't go into what it was about because it goes legal then. Anyway, he was just senselessly killed. They got the guy. After what he did, he's never going to see daylight. They were defending herself, and so that guy should never see the light of day. But he's not the only one. Strong also had a family member that the kid was just such a nice kid, you couldn't help but want to help him out. And we made sure he went to the right schools. He stayed in school, got his degrees, and went to college, and he graduated. And then after he was done graduating college and everything, he got accepted to go to work for the Philadelphia Fire Department as a paramedic, on the ambulances. And we were all just so proud of this kid. I mean, he did. He wouldn't go out and do things. He'd stay, take the home, and he did it right. He stayed away from all the stuff you're supposed to stay away from if you want to, do that. So he graduated, and then he went through all the training and stuff, and he was accepted, and he got the job working for the Philadelphia Fire Rescue Department, which is a great job. It's decent, very good pay, and everybody, we were just so proud. So after he got accepted for the job, took him out for a celebration. And a whole bunch of people took him to a bowling alley up on Woodland Avenue, or Elmwood Avenue. And I don't remember now what it was, but I just couldn't make it. And I was so upset I couldn't make it because I really want, spend time with this, Keith, and talk to this kid, and I get a phone call that they were there bowling alley, and after everything was done, everybody was leaving, everybody got in their cars, everybody pulled away. He was like the last guy to leave, and he was in his car, and a girl walked up to his window and was talking to him, and some guy walked up to the window and said to him, "We tried to pick up on my girl," and pulled a gun out and shot him and killed him. I get the phone call that, Chris was just killed at the bowling. What the hell could have happened? What are you talking? And when I found out what it was about, so you know what? I've seen this play out more than just these two times, but like I said, these two really hit home for us because we invested a lot of time into making sure. And we did with a lot of other, that was our thing down there. We were really just trying to make the neighborhood a better people and a better place for everybody, and he's paid dearly for it. And because I know that he had to go through some horrible stuff, when I tell you this is the most straight up dude you'll ever want to be friends with, you're just not going to find somebody to give you the loyalty, the devotion, and whatever it took to be your true friend. There's no phony with this guy. And that's the kind of guy I am. And so me and him, really became like I said, I look at him, because he's younger. I look at him as a son, but I also look at him as like a brother to me. In other words, what's mine is his. Whatever he needs, he can have. He be treated just as family be treated, because he is family to me, and not only him, others. But anyway, they're not the only two I watch do everything right and still didn't get out of that shitty life that they go through. And when I say that, yeah, I'm talking about black people. After 30 years of working and living around and watching and seeing what I've seen, I believe I have every right to give an opinion of what I think black people have to go through. I am not saying I understand it 100% because I'm not black, and that makes the difference right there. But as a human being, blacks have it very shitty. And I don't mean because they're being treated shitty by white people. Is there racism out there? Is there people mistreating black people? Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? It's going the other way too, where blacks do it to whites and Asians or whatever. So it's not just a black and white thing anymore like it was when I was a kid. That's all there really was. There was black people and white people, If you wanted to see an Asian person, you had to go to Chinatown or something. If you wanted to see a Spanish person, you might run into them somewhere where you went. I mean, it just basically was literally, no pun intended, but black and white. And I'm sorry, I'm actually losing train of thought here. But anyway, I do. That's because I got so much going on in my head right now. My head's scrambling. I'm sorry. Makes me wonder. These kids and others have done everything you could humanly do right. And they still not got a chance to live life. Their lives were taken away from them at such a young age. EJ was 24, I believe, now. When Chris was killed a couple years ago, he was 22, I think. I mean, even if they do everything right, they still can get taken out before they can get away from the harshness in these black neighborhoods. There's white neighborhoods that are terrible too. It's not just black neighborhoods, but there's a lot more of them. And, I just wondered, did he really have a fair chance? And I'm not referring to white people keeping him down or, the issue between cops and blacks, and I understand that one a lot because I've been on both sides of the fence with that. It's the black on black issue that needs to really be addressed here. And like I said, believe me, I'm only speaking my opinion from the heart that I really think black people have to start treating black people a lot different because there is a ton of black on black crime. All the crime that I see going in my neighborhood, it's not Spanish people or white people or anything. It's all black people doing this. And I think they need to start making their... Because the thing that makes me laugh about that a little bit, it's not that I think it's a funny subject. I consider African American, Negroes, black people, whatever way you want to put it, in my eyes, I don't think any group of any culture or people stick together better than black people. So I love how they come together and they stick together, and it's because of that greatness that they got the freedoms they should have got, and it should make them proud, but they really do. They hurt each other, and I just hope some of these people out there talking about Black Lives Matter understand that you have to start maybe from inside out too. You know what I mean? I'm not saying there's still not racist, people against your race out there. I'm just saying it's from when I went from when I was a kid and people older than me would even feel 10 times stronger than I do. It has came a long, long way. I hardly ever see anybody treat anybody in what I call true racism. Now, I've seen people use racist remarks, but I really believe because they're so frustrated sometimes, they know that word's going to be like a kick in the gut. So just because they called you the M word didn't mean they really feel that way. They probably got black friends out the ass. It was just something they knew that they could really dig in, and I've seen people use it that I know in my eyes and black guy people's eyes would never call this person a racist. I had them call me a wop, a Greek, they call me, what are you going to do? But I just want to say today was a bad day and lost another kid that did it all right. I know I stretched this one out. I just don't know I feel horrible. All right, everybody. Anyway, if you watch this, I appreciate it. And all I can do is sit back and pray that we start realizing what a human being really is and how great life can be and how great, we have came so far and yet we're so primitive. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening, and God bless you all, and stay safe and take care of each other.